Deep, steady. Look closely at this coastline. These ultra-modern skyscrapers press right against the very edge of the deep Atlantic Ocean. This coastal development is funded by a massive gold mine of offshore crude oil located just over the horizon. This is Equatorial Guinea, the only nation in Africa where Spanish is the official language. Despite these offshore billions, the state maintains a system of strict administrative requirements that govern all entry. The result is a closed-loop economy, where access is deliberately and consistently restricted. Entering the country now involves a $75 e-visa system, recently opened to all nationalities. A visa only grants access to one choke point, Malabo Airport. Entry here strictly requires medical and yellow fever certificates. This bottleneck is reinforced by geography. The airport sits on Bioko Island, physically isolated from the African mainland by the Atlantic Ocean. A moment of wonder. This island environment remains almost entirely pristine, a rainforest sanctuary for rare species like the drill monkey. Ultimately, Bioko Island functions as a massive physical barrier, completely isolating the nation's political and oil hubs from the mainland continent. Inside the state, life is defined by a year-round tropical climate, a heavy, humid heat punctuated by intense monsoon rains. The local economy is tied to the Central African CFA Franc, which is pegged directly to the euro. When billions in oil revenue enter this fixed currency structure, it drives local inflation and the cost of living upward. A standard secure apartment in the city center costs between $350 and $650, while a local fish stew is roughly $12. This stands in sharp contrast to the elite corporate sector, where high-end expat compounds require thousands of dollars in monthly maintenance. The economy is split into two distinct tiers, one for the 99% and another built for international oil operations. Moving through the country involves navigating constant military and police checkpoints on public roads. Foreigners are required to keep their original passports and visa documents on their person at all times to avoid detention or fines. This administrative control operates alongside a cultural blend of Spanish colonial etiquette and traditional Fang and Bubi customs. Why do thousands of international professionals accept these militarized conditions? The draw is the elite compensation. Specialized oil engineers and corporate accountants can earn over $5,000 a month tax-free. This resource extraction model also drives the natural gas sector and the massive timber harvests on the mainland. These checkpoints and rules are the specific security costs of operating within a multi-billion-dollar resource vault. Equatorial Guinea functions less like a standard state and more like a managed corporate fortress. It maintains this status through the island's isolation, the airport bottleneck, and the pervasive internal security. This environment demonstrates that concentrated offshore wealth is often paired with extreme onshore control. Is the guarantee of tax-free international wealth worth the reality of living under strict administrative requirements? Let us know in the comments. Next, we head to the Red Sea to examine another isolated state, Eritrea. Subscribe to Stay Real. True wealth-driven isolation leaves a heavily guarded footprint, regardless of its location on the map.